This is NR2003 Predicts. We take the entry list of the top 3 NASCAR series, send them through the N ratings algorithm, set them up by their provisional lineups, and set the forecast as they will be on race day, and we see what the computer says will be the finishing order on race day. We got the Xfinity race first on Saturday, and it was Denny Hamlin first to the line over Daniel Hemrick, Jeremy Clements, Harrison Burton, and Austin Cindric. Ty Dillon 13th in a late substitution for Brett Moffitt, out for an undisclosed medical reason. AJ Allmendinger had a cut tire early in the race, sent him back to 30th place, and tough breaks for Justin Haley. Justin Allgaier involved in a late accident. And over in the truck race Sunday afternoon, it was Grant Enfinger stealing one away from the playoff drivers. John Hunter Nemechek, Stuart Friesen, Austin Hill, and Todd Gilliland up there in the top 5. All the playoff drivers finishing inside the top 20, as we seem to have no incidents on the track. Everyone finished out in a pretty standard running order. One notable up there, Dylan Lupton, getting a top 10 in his first race of 2021. And now we're on to the first playoff race of the 2021 season for the Cup Series. Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin out in front, and the green flag flying here at Darlington. Southern 500 underway. Ryan Blaney looked like he had the edge through turns 1 and 2, but Denny Hamlin coming off the corner fast. Got some experience in the Xfinity race yesterday, and also knows about that turn 2 patch they have repaved, a part of the racetrack due to it starting to come up a little bit, aging quicker than the rest of the track. They are going to have to deal with that all day long. Kyle Larson, the best average finish here, has finished outside the top 10 only once in 7 attempts here. Looking to see if he can improve that average finish, currently running up there and taking the lead. This is a very difficult place to win at, and it shows with 6 drivers in the field having a victory here. Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin splitting 3 apiece. Hamlin averaging a 7th place finish here and showing with 10 top 5s. Harvick has 11, has a few more races here than Hamlin does. But right now, out in front of Hamlin and trying to challenge Chase Elliott for 2nd place. Running on the inside, that's going to continue a battle down into turn 1. Kyle Busch 13 top 10s at this racetrack, and right now running in the 8th position, trying to see if he can improve his running spot. You can see him trying to track down the number 8 car of Tyler Reddick for the 7th position. Kevin Harvick leads the way on laps led. Martin Truex Jr. has also gotten up there 3rd on this list, just under 700 laps led. And now we're starting to see some pit stops. 75 laps into this race, Alex Bowman, the first playoff driver to come down for service. Going to short pit to try to see if he can get some advantage on fresher tires. Kyle Larson will come down from the lead. He will hand it over to Harvick, who will wait a little bit longer. And here he comes, Michael McDowell behind him. That's not for position. McDowell has gone at least 1 lap down. And it looks like Larson will come out with the lead once again. 5 car trying to see if he can close this stage out. Get even more bonus points. Already got the regular season championship. 15 bonus points for him, and Harvick, he's at the back of this chase grid, but right now having a decent performance, he could eliminate that gap with some stage points here. And now we have a challenge for the lead. Denny Hamlin has caught up to Kyle Larson with just under 5 laps to go in the stage. Eliminates a pretty big gap on the track, and he will take over the stage 1 win. Hamlin going to get the bonus point. Larson, Harvick, Austin Dillon, and Truex Jr. make up the top 5 in this one. Dillon, the only non-playoff driver in this one, obviously was just outside of getting a spot at Daytona, but he is still showing a decent performance. As we head into stage 2, Hamlin out in front. And there's the driver that took it away from him, Tyler Reddick. Had to battle some adversity, both of those drivers did at Daytona. But Reddick having a solid performance here right now. This is going to help him a lot after just squeaking in on points. Trying to see if they can make it into stage 2. Can't say the same about some of those surprise winners on the season. Michael McDowell down a few laps. Eric Almirola as well. Shouldn't really be surprised in Stewart-Haas Racing Equipment, but obviously that team has been struggling all season long. We've got a battle for the lead here. Here comes Keselowski to the inside of Kyle Larson. Driver to the 2 car, making his final 10 races for Team Penske this season. Going to see if he can end it off with a championship. Ryan Blaney has some momentum on his side, has won the last 2 races, but right now, not showing that performance as he is down a lap. Trying to see what he can do to get back around the leaders and see if he can get back on the lead lap. Here comes Kyle Larson for some service. Tyler Reddick will follow. Denny Hamlin in front of him, also coming down. Got a lot of drivers going to lap down. Keselowski is going to come down and get his service. But we've had some long green flag stretches, and Keselowski will come out on top. So he took over the lead, pitted late, but is going to be able to maintain the gap. He will take stage 2. Keselowski, Larson, Hamlin, Reddick, and Harvick make up the top 5 in this stage, and once again, Dylan is the only non-playoff driver up here in the top 10. Unfortunate for him, but he would be competing against his teammate, who's also been getting some stage points this race. So we head to the third stage. Keselowski out in front, followed by Larson, but here comes Hamlin to the inside. Going to try to dive bomb it down into turn 1, and he is going to make it stick. Put the 11 car up to second place. As Larson tries to see what he can do around that patched turn. Chase Elliott trying to work his way through the field. He's currently in the 8th spot, 1 lap down, and Hendrick's not having quite the performance they would like. Obviously, Larson's up there on the lead lap, challenging for the lead, but Hendrick is still inside the top 10 with 3 of their cars. Just a lot of playoff drivers up there in general. Here we have Hamlin challenging Keselowski for the lead. Traffic jam with lapped cars. That's going to help the 11 car get out in front. Joey Logano is not having a solid day either, just like Blaney isn't. Keselowski is the only Penske driver that's on the lead lap and challenging for potentially going on to the next round automatically, but Logano and Blaney both a lap down and outside the top 10. Keselowski in for service. Looks like he was wheel hopping going on the pit lane. Hopefully does get a speeding penalty for that. Hamlin's also in. He'll come down, and it looks like he will get the lead back. So he is going to see if he can store this one off to victory lane, but problems here on the backstretch. Cody Ware gets into the wall, and Bubba Wallace gets into the 51 and spins around. Also some contact from Cole Custer, and that is going to bring out our first caution for an accident of the race. So that is going to bring everyone back up to Hamlin. Keselowski, Larson, and Reddick going to see if they can challenge for the lead, but more problems on the backstretch. That's a double zero of Quinn Houff into the wall, and Ryan Preece runs into him in a big stack up here. At least 2 playoff drivers, Ryan Blaney and Kurt Busch, with damage. Let's take another look at this one. Houff's on the wall, Preece goes around, and then everyone stacks up from there. Also involved Daniel Suarez, Matt Benedetto in that throwback, Josh Bilicki, Bubba Wallace. Problems there on the backstretch. It looks like Kurt Busch is going to drop out, Matt Benedetto as well, but for Busch, that is big in terms of trying to stay in the playoffs. We go back to the restart. Hamlin gets away. Larson starting to fall back into a little bit of traffic. He is losing that gap to Hamlin, and the 3-time winner at this racetrack looking to make it for a white flag for Hamlin. His last victory here was last season, the second race out of the pandemic break, and he has won 5 times here in the Xfinity Series. Was looking to make it 6 yesterday. Had multiple problems though. Spun off a lapped car on the inside at the end of stage 1. Was leading before Brandon Jones spun out, and he had a pit penalty, and that took away the victory there. But he is going to walk away with at least 1 win this weekend, and it is going to be a bigger one for him because it's going to move him on to the next round of the playoffs. Denny Hamlin wins here at Darlington. It's a track he's performed at very well, and it is going to pay out for him as he moves on to the next round. Top 10 all playoff drivers: Hamlin, Larson, Reddick, Keselowski, Truex Jr., Harvick, Elliott, Kyle Busch, Bowman, and Blaney. 3 Hendrick and 3 Gibbs cars in that mix. Also add in 2 Penske cars as well. Larson, the regular season champ, looks like he is going to help himself in terms of trying to move himself forward early, even if he doesn't get another victory this round. William Byron was outside the top 10, along with Christopher Bell, Joey Logano, all getting top 15s. Michael McDowell down there in 18th. He's been hanging inside the top 20 in points this season, just trying to see if he can make it into the next round. It's going to be a long shot for him. Eric Almirola did not have a solid day as he finished down in 23rd. Should give props as well to Austin Dillon, who was just outside the top 10 after just missing out on the playoffs. Kurt Busch Problems for him, got involved in that accident on the backstretch, and he is all the way down in 35th position. Not a lot of guys dropping out of the race. He is going to have to battle back for some points. That is it for NR2003 Predicts. We hope you enjoy the race, and we will see you all next time.